It's your lucky day, people, because I am back and we're uploading Sorare content again. Now, I was away for a couple of weeks. It wasn't due to laziness for once. It was due to the fact I was on holiday. I went away to Florida. I spent a week in Orlando, then a week in Miami. Saw some pretty cool football games as well. I went to the Inter Miami versus Philadelphia game. Had a great angle for that insane half volley. If you saw it, you know what I'm talking about. If you didn't, go watch the Inter Miami versus, the Orlando versus Philadelphia highlights. And then I saw the Inter Miami versus Austin game as well, which was a bit of a boring game, I can't lie. Whatever. Anyway, we're back. What happened whilst I was away? Well, actually, you know, some pretty big things happened. So, my sort of strategy this summer always was I wanted to buy 2 major super rares, and then kind of build some decent rares around them. So I picked up Joao Paulo and Tiquinho Suarez, and then had the likes of Cecilia, Gil, and as of recently, actually, I say recently, 2 weeks ago, I picked up a Sho Sasaki on like the first day of my holiday, just because it made sense. I have a Sarko, he's a baller, good percentage. I thought, you know what, it made sense, I'll pick him up. And he's since then scored a 77 and 100. So you love to see it. But yeah, so whilst I was away, you know, my strategy kind of played out really well, actually. We podiumed. We did in fact podium. I think it was game week 383. We came second place in All-Star Rare Pro, unfortunately by 0.36 points as well, which is gutting. And since then, I will say, you'll notice I've actually picked up not a huge amount, but a couple of players from Newell's Old Boys and a few players from Daegu as well. Mainly due to the fact that if I had even a 1% collection bonus for Hoyos and Velazquez, I would have won. Now, it wouldn't, like, it's not like it was, like, insane, but it would have been, an extra 0.2 ETH, roughly, and the reward would have been messy. But the reward we did get was Mike Mignon, and the price discrepancy is not huge between Mignon and Messi. I'm really not disappointed at all with the reward. I am listing him up if anyone wants to buy him. I think he's a good player, but I don't need another goalkeeper. I have a plan for my goalkeeper at the moment. There was actually some heartbreak involved. So this is how the lineup started. Now, if you look at this lineup on a Sunday morning in the US, it was a Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon in the UK, like, you're not really sat there thinking this is going to be second place, right? I was like, if we get a tier 2, I'm happy, right? 233 points from your first 3 players isn't awful. It's very like, oh, okay, maybe a tier 2, push a tier 1 if we get insanely lucky. I wasn't expecting a Gerson to rip off like a 97, and Tiquinho, I honestly wasn't really expecting him to score. Palmeiras are a good side and at home as well. Like, I don't know. And that turned into actually being a first place for a while. Now, at like 4:30 p.m. UK time, I thought I'd won the division. So the game week closed and I was in first place. I didn't realize there was still one more game. I think it was a Suwon Blessings game left to play. I didn't realize that game was still left to play. And lo and behold, it wasn't left to play. It's left to be scored. Like the scores were left to come in. And lo and behold, we got knocked off of first place by 0.36 or 0.37 points at the time. Which is gutting, but it's one of those where it's kind of like a learning curve. Because first of all, I didn't realize that you could lose points after the game week, or not lose points. I didn't realize you could like lose your position after the game week. Rookie error. Didn't know that. I know that now, so I'll never get my hopes up until 7 p.m. rewards delivered. That's when I'll know for sure, you know. But also, like, it was one of those as well where it's like I didn't expect anything. I was buzzing. I was really, really happy. And it made me buy a few players for some collections as well. So I've got a bit of a better bonus on some players now, which could help me in the future. So all in all, I don't think it was a terrible thing at all to happen. And like I said, to win 0.4 ETH and a Mike Mignon is amazing. Absolutely buzzing. Then we go to last week's game week, 385. I'm really gutted with this one because in hindsight, what I should have done, I played All-Star Rare here. Knowing full well Hill had a difficult matchup. To be fair, Damari Gray had a great matchup. He got very unlucky. One of the most involved without decisive games I've seen from a player. I watched the whole game and he got so involved, just didn't get decisive. Very unlucky. Realistically, what I should have done is I should have played Sasaki, Cecina, and Asako with my 2 super rares, because a 70 from João Paulo and an 81.5 from Tiquinho was huge. And I knew that, well, I knew that Flamengo had a good matchup. To be fair, Gerson was unlucky. A big chance created and a big chance missed. So that could have been the extra, easily the extra 25 points to get, maybe even the extra 56 points. Nah, probably not, right? You never know. To get to like a tier 2, for example. Newell's old boys, though, just can't keep a clean sheet since I bought them. But I should have played that. Realistically, had I have played what I should have played, which I know full well I should have played it, we would have come 6th in All-Star Rare Pro and won a tier 1 and $150. Now, I don't know what that would have been in terms of the reward for Game Week 387. No, 385. Yeah, 385. I don't know what that would have been. If All-Star Rare Pro, what does 6th get? Would have been a Rodrigo. So realistically, yeah, big mess up from me. I should have played my strongest team. I knew it was my strongest team as well. I don't know why I didn't play it. We could have had an extra, like, half an ETH in the bank at least. Rookie error. But you know what? We move. We do, in fact, move on. In fact, I very nearly made the same sort of rookie error this week. So originally I had in my All-Star Rare Pro team Cecina in there, who isn't going to get AA this week. So I've gone with Demarai Gray against Guatemala because he's actually my best forward. Realistically, the only other players that I could probably get in here, I could put Carranza in there. He's got apparently a AAA matchup. I always fear with away from home games anyway at the MLS, but you know, very easily could get on the score sheet. We have Davidson and Gerson who have decent matchups as well. I mean, Gerson don't actually. They're against Palmeiras, who are pretty good, but like Palmeiras did just lose to Botafogo, so you know, like how are Palmeiras actually doing in terms of like, they drew 2-2. I mean, maybe that's not a bad matchup, you know, maybe that's not an awful matchup. I don't know. This is a tough one. I don't know, really. I like looking at the goalkeeper just to see the scores. Game odds are Flamengo at a 29% chance to win. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep it how it is for now. I think that All-Star Rare team is strong, man. I mean, we have Newell's Old Boys against not a great team. Wuhan 3 Towns at home. Gamba Osaka at home against a not a great team as well. Kyoto, I think it is. So overall, like, the lineups are looking okay. Champion America Rare Pro, this is a really important lineup for me because it's our first home game, I think, with Houston since buying the stack, and they are really good at home this season so far. It's against SKC, who are in good form, but I do think that Houston can keep a clean sheet here. I'm hoping that they can, and if they do, I am confident we can get a decent reward in this division if Houston do keep a clean sheet. Then we have Champion America Rare. Tough matchup for the Earthquake boys. Now, San Jose, I believe, is in LA. So I'm pretty sure, like, or it's in California. So I don't think it's a massive amount of travel distance. So I don't think they'll be fatigued for the game. Then we have Cincy away to Charlotte. Gustavo Bo's in here. Gustavo Bo doesn't have heal this week, so we'll see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen, but we'll see. But yeah, they're kind of my lineups if you guys are interested. I don't really make this video to show the lineups, but I thought I'd show you guys anyway. It's kind of just like an update and showing you guys what's sort of gone down. So yeah, in terms of what we've won since I've been away, main thing has been Mike Mignon and a bit of ETH. We won a threshold or 2 as well from Super Rare, which is great. We won Super Rare threshold last week. We won a couple of rare cards here or there as well. So overall, it's been pretty successful over the last couple of weeks. I would say in terms of my strategy, in terms of like how we've done so far this summer, and looking at some of the cards that we've won, I'm actually quite happy with how we've done so far. So we've had, for example, Ojeda, our first ever Super Rare reward. That wasn't really part of my strategy. It just kind of happened, luckily, but it happened. We've had Alex Roldan, who's not a bad card. Philip Con, who's a really good one. I do think that if he stays, we should be able to get a decent amount of money for him if we sell him on, which would be very, very nice. They don't have a terrible start to the season as well. So, you know... yeah, and then we've had Mike Mignon as well. So we've done pretty well so far in terms of how I've been doing with the summer strategy. And obviously, we've still got a long time to go left with a lot of these players. Like, this is their thing, and I've been trying to explain this to a few people that I've spoke to, right? So when Europe comes back, I'll have a bunch more lineups, right? But these lineups don't disappear. right? These players don't disappear. Like the MLS runs till like November, I believe, or October. Same with like Brazilian league and some of the Asian leagues and stuff like that. These players don't disappear on the 1st of August, right? We still have months left of utility. So we have months left of playing Champion America Rare and Rare Pro. We have months left of using strong pieces in All-Star Rare Pro, for example. So like Tiquinho, if he has a great matchup, João Paulo, if he has a great matchup, will 100% get in there over some European cards for sure. Like we have overall a lot of utility left with these cards, and I see a lot of people selling up their cards now to buy Europe cards. And I understand if you're selling it because you like, I totally understand if it's a money thing, you know, like if you can't afford to have both at the same time. Like I am selling some of my American cards as well so I can get European cards because I can't afford to pump in loads more ETH and buy sort of more cards, if that makes sense. So I totally understand that in that regard, but I don't know. I think some people forget sometimes that there is also a little bit of utility left with these cards. Anyway, we have made a couple of purchases, or one purchase so far, and I can't believe this purchase, by the way. So I've sold Jeremy Doku, and I sold another card, Wazinski, I think it was. I got a decent little price for him. This guy's decent, don't get me wrong. I do think this guy's a decent player, but he has left Kortrijk, who is where he was. He's not left, he was on loan, right? So he has gone back to Sporting Charlotte. I don't know where he's going, if he's getting a favourable move, I don't know. So I didn't need him. I'm not focusing under 23 this season. So yeah, I sold him for like £100. Pretty happy with that. I've got a bit of ETH in the balance as well. I've got about 0.43 ETH in the balance for our European moves, which I'll make a video on when we do make them. But yeah, I was shocked to get Neuer for what I got him for. I don't know if it's the Mamardashvili news or if it's the fact that it still shows he's injured. He is training. He's been training for a long time. Or maybe people just don't like, people think his age. I'm not entirely sure. But I assure you, Manuel Neuer is starting for Bayern next season. Manuel Neuer for 0.37 ETH is an absolute steal as well. It's crazy. But Manuel Neuer will start as long as he's fully fit. You know, if he gets an injury, he gets an injury, and no one can be sure if a player will get an injury or not, right? But so long as he stays fit, he's starting, bro. He like, it's more of a political thing for Bayern than anything. Like, he is starting next season, and it made a lot of sense because I have Kim Min-jae Super S. So like, my thought process in doing this was kind of I mean, I'll show you guys, right? Like, I do look to the future a lot. Game week 413, for example, like, this is what we're looking at, right? We've got Manuel Neuer, we have Super Rare Kim Min-jae, and I also have Rare Joshua Kimmich, right? So that is the basis of like a really strong team here. So that is kind of like the thought process behind why I picked up Neuer to link with my Kim Min-jae. I do have a few other ideas in mind as well, which we'll go through in a later date. But that's sort of like, yeah, sort of like a little update. In terms of what I'm doing as well, big shift out for my gallery at the moment. Big shift out. I've got a lot of cards on sale at the moment. If any of you guys are interested, by the way, I would say pretty flexible with my prices. Depends on the card, right? Like, if it's a super sought after card, I ain't gonna take a £200 hit to sell it in one day when I can wait a week and get what I want for it. But like, you know, I'm pretty flexible, I think. But yeah, big shift out, and so hopefully some big boy cards coming in soon, which you guys will see in future content. But yeah, I just thought I'd do a little update video. We're back. Sorry, there's loads of traffic outside. Early in the morning, there's always loads of traffic outside my house. Apologies. But yeah, so we're back. We are on the grind. There'll be more Sorare content coming soon. But yeah, appreciate you guys chilling and watching. Thank you all, and I will see you guys in the next video, which will be in the next couple of days. And let me know down below anything you thought on this video, any comments and that. And yeah,